and the front-runners and competitors for this championship making their way clear in the 2021 Marble Champions League. Glad to have you here again on Marble Fubuka. I'm Keanu Bitterzuki as we get ready for event number 6 of our series. We're going to look at our championship standings on your screen. The Steel Brothers have moved into first place despite not winning. 2 silvers have gotten them to 56 points. 2 bronzes for the Vikings. They're just 3 points behind. Interesting note, but the Flush and the Janitors are the first 2 teams that have a first place win, but they sit 4 points behind our current leaders. So getting a win in an event not necessarily going to guarantee that you're going to have success overall in these championship standings, and ultimately that's what you're looking for as you are looking at the screen and you see the course for today's event. The teams are ready, the fans are ready. Are you ready? This is event number 6 of the 2021 Marble Champions League. This is Marble Tennis. As you have a look at our bracket for today's event, as you know, A, B, C, and D groupings. Top 2 will advance. You see the groups for today's specific event. As we have a look at our tennis court, going to look to score the most points that you can. You have to get through this large structure here. Coming directly out of a funnel early on. Here's Group A. It's Oris 1, the Sphery Spiders, the Speedy Hunters, and the Blue Jackets, and they are off. First through looks like it's Oris 1 and then the Sphery Spiders, and the other 2 having a hard time getting through that funnel as the first 2 are through. Down onto the course, a 4 and a 3 for the Oris 1 and the Sphery Spiders. Here come the Blue Jackets and the Speedy Hunters, see what they can muster up. And doesn't look like either is going to score. They will not. The Blue Jackets and the Sphery Spiders, the Blue Jackets and the Speedy Hunters eliminated. A 4 for Oris 1 and a 3 for the Sphery Spiders. Scoring early ends up being enough as they advance into our first semifinal. Wow, look at that, some contact there with that net, which could have caused a real issue for the Sphery Spiders, but they're able to get over and have a clear run. 4 and 3, the 2 opening scores. That's the best you can do. 4 and 3, not too shabby either. So Oris 1 and the Sphery Spiders, they are through to the first semifinal. As we have a look at Group B in today's event, and they are the Steel Brothers, the Savage Jackal, the Lynx Ruffish, and Flush. First one down, looks like it's the Savage Jackal and then the Lynx Ruffish. Steel Brothers and Flush with a slow run early on. Savage Jackal, can they score? They do, they put up 3. There is 2, and I think another 3 for the Steel Brothers. Hard to see where they came out. They do pick up 3, and a 3 as well for the Lynx, or for the Flush. But they, due to their time, are going to be eliminated. So 3 3s and a 2. The Savage Jackal and the championship leader, the Steel Brothers, able to advance from this first grouping. You can see there is the first 3, and it was a pretty significant run. Almost over 2 full seconds in between the first and second finishers. That was actually the Lynx Ruffish who were the second fastest, and then the Steel Brothers just behind them, followed by the Flush, who picked up 3 points, but not enough because of their difficult time getting down the court. So it's a speed, both a combination of speed and of point scoring potentially. So the Savage Jackal and the Steel Brothers, they are through into semifinal A. Now let's meet the Group C competitors. It's the Trojans, the Archangels, the Onyx, and the Vikings. Vikings, as we mentioned, they are the second running team, but they're having a hard time getting through that funnel, as is Onyx. Here come the Trojans and the Archangels, and 3 for the Trojans. The Archangels are not going to score. That's going to open up the door for the Onyx and for the Vikings. That's 3 for the Onyx. They're going to need a 4 out of the Vikings. They put up just 2. And the Vikings going home with a slow run and not able to score enough. The Trojans picked up 3. Onyx gets it done with 3 points as well. After the door was opened by the Archangels failing to score, they never really made contact with any of the openings there. Maybe right there, may have made some contact with the opening of the 2. That wouldn't have been enough anyway. And the Vikings very nearly didn't score, but even with the score that they did get, not enough. They needed a 4 because of their time in order to advance. They can't get it done. The Trojans and the Onyx are into the second semifinal. As we meet our final group today, it's the Snow Wolves, Tatu Bola, Swiftblade, and the Janitors. The Janitors come out first. They're in the lead, followed by Tatu Bola, then Swiftblade and the Snow Wolves. Here come the Janitors. What can they put up? Oh, there's a block ball And they're both going to score 3. Going to need a 4. They're going to get a 4 from Swiftblade. Here come the Snow Wolves. If they can score 4, they will advance. Otherwise, it's over, and they put up 3. And so the Janitors are going to advance based on timing. Excuse me. They're going to rule Tatu Bola out of this competition. Oh yeah, if you hit the net there, you're eliminated. You're disqualified, and so Tatu Bola, despite putting up 3 points, they do not advance. Swiftblade, I don't think they wouldn't have advanced anyway because the Janitors were down before they were, but Swiftblade, you'll see the 4 points for them. Oh man, they made some contact there as well before they put up the 4 points. And so they advance. The Janitors advance as well, and the Snow Wolves put up 3, but they had to have 4 because, again, a slow run really puts you in a bind there of what you can do. You have to have high scores, or you at least have to better the score of whoever you're going up head-to-head with. You can't tie because that does not go your way. And so through the Janitors, as we move into the semifinal here, Savage Jackal, Steel Brothers, Oris 1, Sphery Spiders, 2 spots in the finale on the line, and the first one through is going to be Oris 1, followed by the Savage Jackal. And the other 2 still struggling to get through. We've seen that happen quite a bit. First one down is Oris 1. They put up 3. Here comes 3 more for the Savage Jackal. They have set the stage as the other 2 make their way down. Looks like a problem for the Steel Brothers. They're not going to get anything. Here's a 2 for the Sphery Spiders. They will not do enough. And the championship leaders eliminated here in the semifinal as they got blocked by the Sphery Spiders. They failed to make it down the large course and onto the court. And so the Steel Brothers eliminated, and that will cost them by way of how many points they're going to earn because they didn't score anything, which is likely going to be a last place finish out of this grouping. And 3 was enough for both Oris 1 and the Savage Jackal to get it done. 2 would have been enough. In fact, all they had to do was score ultimately because of the slow run by the Sphery Spiders and a lack of score in general by the Steel Brothers. And here's a look at the replay where that happened. Oh, just a denial by the Sphery Spiders as they came down at the exact same time. But clearly the Sphery Spiders were carrying more momentum at that point. Blocked the Steel Brothers from having a chance to score, eliminates them. Ultimately, they're eliminated as well because they didn't score enough. They needed 4 points in order to advance. And so, Oris 1 and the Savage Jackal advancing into our finale. Trojans, Onyx, Swiftblade, the Janitors, all now looking for those final 2 spots. Let's see if the Janitors can come back. Who's going to get down first? It's the Trojans, then Onyx, followed by Swiftblade, and the Janitors in a precarious position. First one down is going to be the Trojans. What do they put up by score? That is 4 for the Trojans. And now another 4 and a 3. And the Janitors, although they're going to run this one out, they have no chance to win as 2 competitors score 4. They won't score at all. And so the Trojans and Onyx advance. Swiftblade puts up 3, but it's still not enough. After a couple of 4s, our first time with multiple teams scoring 4 in a single round. As you have a look at the replay, I mean, that's about as well as possible to get it done for the Trojans. And a couple of ricochets there helped out Onyx as they score 4 more points. And by the time the Janitors hit the course there, they really had no chance. They quite literally had no chance. Couldn't have gotten it done with 2 teams scoring 4 ahead of them. They ultimately don't score at all, which will hurt their chances in terms of where they're going to finish in this overall event standing. Into the final, the Trojans and the Onyx, and we have the finale set. Speed and scoring ability is going to come into play here. Trojans, Onyx, Oris 1, Savage Jackal. Let's do it. First one down are the Trojans. They've had a lot of success this season, and they are dominating this course right now, but they still have to score. Here they are onto the course. They're going to put up 4, and that's going to do it. Another 4 for Oris 1 will give them second place. The Trojans win it. Here come the last 2. It's a 3 and nothing for the Savage Jackal as they will finish in last. You can give the gold to the Trojans, silver to the Onyx. Oris 1 picks up a bronze. as we have a look at the replay, and it was just an easy, quick one for the Trojans. They got through that funnel, as you can see, gaining that inside run. It looked like they actually may have hit something that may have helped them along the way there. They got down way before anybody else, a little bit of a swirl around effect for Oris 1, and they were already a couple of rungs below by the time that they had gotten through the funnel, and all the Trojans had to do was execute on the scoring, and you cannot execute better than that. 2 ricochets right into the 4-hole, and that's exactly what you needed to do. Not a bad job at all by Oris 1, as they rolled their way into a 4 and a guaranteed second place. And then at that point, it was all about who's going to pick up third place, and it was 3 points for Onyx. They got it done. No scoring from the Savage Jackal. They got really close to a 3, really close to a 2. Either way, they wouldn't have won it after the tiebreaker with the scoring going toward who was the fastest down. They had no chance to take that third place once somebody else had found the hole first. Here are the results overall from today's event. The Trojans take first, second place to Oris 1. Onyx takes third, Savage Jackal fourth, and Swiftblade picks up fifth there based on the way that they scored from the semifinal rounds. And our overall championship standings now, after 6 events, has the Trojans in the lead. They pick up their first goal. It's back and forth about as much as possible. It is, however, a 6-point lead over Oris 1, the Steel Brothers in third, Savage Jackal fourth, and the Janitors run in fifth, ahead of Flush, who are in sixth, as those overall standings may be spreading out a little bit now. A 7-point lead, about as big as we've seen from anybody in this event, really at any point in time in this championship series. A 7-point advantage now for the Trojans. As I said, they've had a lot of success this season, and finally they capitalize on it and take home a gold. Third place and my bronze goes to the Onyx. After that, they picked up 53 points. Second place in silver goes to Oris 1. They're at 65 points. But today, they all aspire to be the Trojans, a gold, and they take over first. And as we begin our 8th event, some of the championship contenders trying to make themselves a little bit clearer as we get toward the home stretch of this championship. There are the overall standings on your screen. As you can see, it's just a 1-point lead from the Trojans over the Steel Brothers. 2 points back to the Savage Jackal. The Janitors sit 5 points behind, and the Vikings in 5th, and Oris 1 6th. All of those competitors within 11 points of the championship lead. As you have a look at our course for today's event, we have, as we said, 6 teams within 11 points. A great opportunity here on this road course. More of a traditional marble racing event to maybe see if some of those teams that are toward the middle of the pack can make their way back up toward the front, or can the Trojans and company continue to space themselves out from the rest of the field. As you have a look at today, what we have for event number 8, a beautiful course here on this road course. You see some of the competitors' trailers and some fans on the inside infield of this course, as well as, of course, the large group of fans that we have packing this house today for today's event. The teams are ready, the fans are ready. Are you ready? This is event number 8 of the 2021 Marble Champions League. This is the Daytona 615 meters. Have a look at the starting gates for today's event, and the luscious green hills on the infield here of this long road course. And again, you can see a couple of areas where you're going to get maybe some movement, a couple of those barriers there. And we are ready to go. For the first time ever, all 16 of our teams are on the course at the same time. Here we go. This is a 41-lap race, something we have never seen in the Marble Champions League. And early on, it's the Steel Brothers ahead of the Onyx, and the Blue Jackets, Tattoo Bola, and the Archangels, as we are on to lap number 2. Quick laps here. And we'll see if the Steel Brothers can continue to have success. Nowhere to be seen in the top half of the field right now are the Trojans. It's still the Steel Brothers in the lead with a slight advantage over Onyx. Then the Blue Jackets, Tattoo Bola showing well, and the Speedy Hunters running in 5th. Flash and Savage Jackal running in the top half along with the Lynx Ruffus right now. And Onyx just ran the fastest lap here, and they are closing in on the Steel Brothers, trying to make a pass for the lead as they come across the start-finish line again. It is close, and there's a pass! The Onyx take the lead on a little bit of a mistake there. It looked like the Steel Brothers may have ran into a barrier, but they retake the lead now. The Savage Jackal have moved their way up into 5th. And it's still the Steel Brothers as we are now on to lap number 8, and the Steel Brothers running about 0.3 of a second ahead of Onyx. It is a two-team race right now, and now a pass by Onyx. They take the lead and will try to lead this lap as we go to lap 10. They do just barely. It is close at the top right now. Here come the Speedy Hunters. They're trying to make a pass on the Steel Brothers for second. See if they can get anything done here. The Janitors, one of our top 5 competitors, they've moved into 7th. And now Onyx has again run the fastest lap. It's a lap 11. They are now in the lead over the Steel Brothers and trying to kind of build an advantage here. Flush has had success this season. They're up to 3rd. Right now, Onyx with a 1.8 second lead over the Steel Brothers. Will have a pretty good advantage over 3rd, 4th, 5th, and so on from there. And now 3rd place is the Janitors as they have moved their way up. Looks like they may get past, maybe not. Here come the Trojans. They're up into the top half for the first time. Running in 7th, seeing if they can maybe climb this leaderboard here. Look at the pretty big lead right now by Onyx. Wow, it is a large advantage. They have pulled away here. Horus 1 just ran the fastest lap, interestingly enough, here on lap 17. They're running in 13th, though, so not much success to show for it here. All of a sudden, here are the Trojans running in 3rd. And they may have just made a pass for 2nd. Yes, they did. The Steel Brothers have dropped back to 4th. Disaster strikes as they're trying to take advantage. And now this lead is down to 9/10 of a second. Here come the championship leaders. With the Flush and the Steel Brothers, the Blue Jackets all in the top 5. Here come the Trojans. They make a pass for the lead. They're followed by Flush. And the championship leaders are once again in front here at the Daytona 615 meters in lap 23 of 41. It's the Trojans, Flush, the Blue Jackets, the Archangels, and the Steel Brothers. Out of the top half are the Onyx. And it's over a second lead now between the Trojans and Flush. Right on their tail are the Blue Jackets. The Archangels, the Sphery Spiders, both up there now. The Steel Brothers running in 4th. And now the Trojans with a little bit of pressure. Here comes a pass for the lead by Flush. They're in the lead as they make their way through lap 26 onto 27, trying to build an advantage here over the Trojans. See if they can get it done. It's a 3.5, or a 0.35, 3.5 tenths of a second. Clarify that. Right now the lead for Flush as we enter lap 29. Here come the Trojans again. The Steel Brothers have worked their way back up to 3rd. Trying to get closer here, get back in on the action. Again, they come in 1 point behind the Trojans in the championship standings. And right now they're 1 spot behind the Trojans in this event. That lead is less than a tenth of a second. Here come the Trojans again, trying to make a block. Uh-oh, a little bit of trouble there. Jumping over a barrier are the Flush, and they nearly lost the lead because of it. That's a great piece of work by them to stay alive, and again they make contact. Here come the Steel Brothers. The Trojans get pushed into the lead by the Steel Brothers, who take over 2nd. 3rd are Flush, and now they're going to make a pass. Uh-oh, the Trojans get pushed out of the way. Flush back to the lead. Here come the Sphery Spiders into 2nd place. With the Steel Brothers running 3rd, the Trojans are 4th now. They switch back again. The Trojans back to 3rd. Meanwhile, it's a 2/10 of a second lead for Flush over the Sphery Spiders, Steel Brothers running 3rd. Horus 1 is up to 4th, and the Trojans have dropped back to 5th. All over the Flush are the Sphery Spiders. We're getting down here, folks, as we enter lap 38. Only 4 laps to go in the 615 meters. Horus 1 has taken the lead. Can they come out of nowhere and get this thing done? The Steel Brothers are running 4th. The Trojans have just dropped back to 6th. 2 more laps to go. Horus 1 nowhere to be found for the majority of this race. Now all of a sudden they've got the lead as we come across final lap at Daytona. Horus 1 the leader. Here come the Flush. They're right up on their bumper coming across the final line. It is Horus 1 that gets it done. They win it. Flush will take 2nd. The Steel Brothers will take 3rd, and by the way, they're going to move themselves into the championship lead because the Trojans fell way behind. Horus 1 comes from behind in the last handful of laps to get it done, winning it by just under a half a second on Flush. The Steel Brothers 3rd, Sphery Spiders 4th, Archangels finished 5th. The Trojans dropped all the way back to 9th at the end of that race after pulling away a pretty large advantage. If you have a look, there are the full race results of all 19 competitors, and officially there are the overall standings see Oris 1 and their fans celebrating a win today. They come from behind win as we have a look at some of the highlights of today's race, and you're not going to see our winner in much of it. You can see even just from the beginning, Oris 1 settled in somewhere, looks like in the double digits, and it was the Steele brothers who got off to a good lead and led for a pretty good portion before Onyx had a dominant stretch. That was really the majority of this race, was a lot of dominant stretches by different teams. The Steele brothers had one. Onyx had another. As you can see, what you're looking at right now is the moment in which Onyx made that pass. They both ran into the barrier, but Onyx got back up to speed there a little bit more successfully and was able to make that pass. But it was the Steele brothers and then Onyx. Flush had the lead for a good period of time, as did the Trojans. As you can see, that's what we're looking at right now. The Trojans having the lead. But then at the end, it was Oris 1. It really comes from nowhere. We saw they ran the fastest lap of the race, which was lap 17 pretty early on, but they were running in 13th at the time. So a little bit of a surprise there. As you can see, pretty good move made there by Flush, and then a block of the Trojans. Another point there where the barrier right after the start-finish line caused problems, and there you can see Oris 1 kind of popping their way through at the last moment. And this is where things got to a little bit too crazy there, as it was Flush ahead of the Trojans, and then Oris 1 comes out of nowhere. And right there was the pass into the lead for Oris 1. That was the winning move that got it done for Oris 1, as they were able to take advantage of a mistake by the two teams running in front of them, build a lead, and despite only leading about a handful of laps, they get the gold and win event number 8. So congrats to them. Congrats to the Steele brothers. They still pick up 3rd place, and after that, they're the new championship leaders with 90 points. 2nd place to Flush, they get the silver. They're at 79 points overall, and Oris 1 gets the gold, and they are now up to 85 points. So an impressive run for them, as today everybody aspires to be Oris 1 in the last few laps. After struggling for the majority of the race, they get it done, come from behind, and they can call themselves winners here in event number 8 of the 2021 Marble Champions League. The Daytona 615 meters goes to Oris